seconds if you want. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I do it again. With trial, we always help with the small things, you know. A small rock to get balance, a small rock to jump, a small rock to wheelie, a small rock to everything. This is very basic, but this is super important because all that we are going to do on the next days, we need this, you know, to just live. Even, I like that you practice now in the morning, that is a little to just to understand the bike, to play with the bike. Sometimes the people go with too much tension, don't go like this. And in 5 minutes you will get tired. So feel the bike. Even do this. With trial, normally we always ride with the bike like on the hills, using the momentum, you know. It's not like automatic, like a tractor. No, it's like we look where is slippery and where is no slippery. When it's no slippery, there is a hill, I will open. But if I look is slippery, I cut, you know. But now you need to play with the bike, like I do, no? Okay, I can do body outside, the other side, I cross, I brake, I learn the brake control, you know. This is very important, very important. I brake, even with one hand, or to get the position. Because the problem is that sometimes we go with tension, we go like, and it's very difficult to ride, you know, we need to relax. I use the clutch if I need. I use the clutch if I need, but I have the clutch ready. We have two exercises. One is wheelie, that later we need to climb the steps, the wheelie. And another one is to do a long wheelie. To do a long wheelie with endurance, the same technique, exactly the same. You have to wheelie and find the balance point. What I mean the balance point? The point where the bike is very light. If I have the bike here, it's very heavy. But if I have the bike here, it's very light. I can hold. So when we want to do a very long wheelie, we need to find the balance point. But this balance point is very close to fall down. And we need rear brake. This is why it's so important to learn the rear brake. In the beginning, you have to learn to use, this is my recommendation, mate, wheelie and brake, wheelie and brake, wheelie and brake. And later on, you brake but very smooth. You know, you make. And this is difficult, but I explain just to know the technique, no? With enduro is the same. But with enduro, the problem that the bike is bigger and heavier, but it's the same technique. This is more difficult, but it's just to practice, no? Find the balance point, but we need to learn with the brake. And you brake very smooth. And the bike keeps on the edge. I'll show you also. I know that if you use third gear, it's easy, but it's better to do slow and with more technique, because if we go with first gear and we have a problem, we have time to jump on the bike, off the bike. If I go with third gear and I have a problem, I will crash. So it's easier, but to learn the technique is better slow. Stopping with the trial is a lot of timing with the rear suspension. You remember that I tell you to push down? So we need to push down with the foot to understand the suspension. A good system is you push down, pow, 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 and when you feel that the suspension is rebounding, is coming up, you brake, okay? Arms have to be straight and your body back. And imagine that the head wants to go forward, but I cannot bend my arms. Okay, I cannot do this. I have to keep here. But it's a lot of timing. I don't need a speed. It's timing again. Ding, 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 ding. I will show you. Handlebar straight, okay? When I brake, I cannot brake like that. I have to brake like that. And I use the suspension, the rear suspension is very important. First thing is feel. Because I don't need to go fast. I need to go at the same time as the suspension. And when I feel that it's coming, I will brake. Very important to use. Also, I can use the speed, but in the beginning it's better the suspension. I think to understand. Look the arms. And my head is not like this. It's here, you know, I look there. But I need to brake like
you squeeze the throttle a little bit before you brake?
I concentrate more with the suspension than with the throttle. Okay, it's more the timing again, timing. A good practice is I go up and I practice wheeling, and when I go down the hill, I practice stopping.
יש לנוח. סיאסטה. עכשיו עולה את זה בווילי.
Jordi, you know, it's easier when the last step of this hill,
Yeah.
when I give the constant gas total, it's much easier. Because when I'm doing this, I'm always losing the traction and
Because something is wrong.
no.
Or the speed or something. But here,
Theoretically,
you listen my bike and you will see.
no, I did it like you said. I did it twice.
No. If you did wrong, no. I'm
No,
sorry.
I succeed and I got
If you
out.
tell me that here is constantly gas, you are wrong, in my opinion.
Okay.
Up to you. But listen my bike. But you are doing enduro style, you know. And this is not enduro style. You need to learn technique. Because enduro is, most of the people is just this. And yeah, if it's easy, but you need to do whap, whap. I don't mean very slow, but not too fast.
Okay.
If you go too fast, the bike is this.
Okay.
If you go constant, the bike is this. Yeah, here because it's very easy, let's say. And you can do even with first gear. But the way is second or third, I like third, and listen and timing, whap, whap, whap. Not too fast and not too slow, you know. But listen the back, you will see. I never ride like this. No.
ראית איך הוא קופץ?
קופץ. גם אתה?
בטח, אחרת הייתי הורג אותך.
בסדר?
Where is my beers? Where are my beers? And let's try again, no problem. Come slow, get I get lower. Nice I get lower, nice Here the same, I come slow, I get lower. I drop it and I stand up. I move my front wheel very late. easy. Now I can explain technique 2, double beep, and splat. But I think we have to concentrate with this. Because this is very practical. With enduro, same technique. Exactly same. Slow, but very slow. Problem with enduro that sometimes the people struggle with the wheelie and make the wheelie very early. And after the bike is, it's not helping, you know. Needs to be everything at the perfect moment. That this is the difficulty. Because I make this movement 1,000,000 times. For me it's natural. But for you it's to kick, you know. But first this you have to practice here. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Boom. Because now imagine that I say to you jump, but you cannot bend the knees. Try to jump.
I cannot.
Difficult, no? And now bend the knees and jump. With the bike is the same. Doing it like this? Yeah. Difficult, no? Technique 2, double beep. This one, the front wheel has to punch very hard. And we use the first beep for the front wheel and the second beep to pull the back, okay? It's very tricky because to do well, you need to punch with the front and this is quite difficult. But the movement to pull the back is very nice movement because also we can mix with the technique 1 and double beep a little, depending, you know. The best riders are who can control all the techniques. This is the advantage because you can use the technique depending how is the step. But sometimes you can choose. I'm very good with double beep, you can do it. But double beep is quite tricky. I show you and you will see that it's very different. Splat is what we said yesterday, that when it's very big sometimes you only can use splat. Normally it's very good to practice when you have a kicker for you, but this is maybe a little difficult in the beginning, but it's very good technique because you can use a lot. And the movement, sometimes we practice with a small jump like that, no? To make the movement like boom. And here is the same. Normally when it's very big, we compress the suspension front and back. And when the suspension is rebounding, we already got a lot of revolutions on the engine, like, and when the suspension is rebounding, we let out the clutch and we pull all the bike. But this is a little, without nothing, it's very difficult. I mean, because you need a lot of timing and a lot of breath and a lot of things. And in this case, the front wheel don't hit the step, just the back wheel. The front wheel, in this technique, we don't use. For example, I will jump from here, that you will see a difference with the other technique.
Oh.
No, I use, but more or less will be something like this. I get lower, little the technique, When you are riding, you feel like a small stone will do something strange in our wheels. But just if we do with the legs, the bike is boom, 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 is eating everything, no problem. Here, I don't leave the front wheel. Sometimes the people here make this, no? Here, and they leave the front wheel like that, no? Okay. It's not necessary. Look my front wheel. I just lean back and then the bike, I hold the handlebar, but the bike
נמתחת ונרפאת.